Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a selection of marginally subversive repartee.
Repartee.
Now loading banter protocol. Indecency ratio set to 15%. Did you know that Orville Schuyler feeds his canids discount salt tuna? Scandalous.
Wow.
Indecency ratio set to maximum. Now loading banter protocol. Byzantium's glory days are over. It cannot purchase happiness.
Yeah.
All pleasure is fleeting. No amount of inebriation will dull the pain of ennui. Warning. This unit's banter protocol has exceeded its maximum allowance of subversive language. Memory wipe initiated. This unit's banter protocol has been erased. Would you like to purchase a drink?
I'll have a drink. Nothing special.
Don't.
Today's trends are tomorrow's trash.
Am I hearing cannons? Ultra Mag Pistol Ultra.
How long did you say Musgrave was gone?
Oh!
I didn't. Frankly, I don't know. A couple of years? More? Euphemism.
Oh, just hear me out. It's a brilliant idea.
Is this about canid hunting? We've been over this before. It's a terrible idea.
Canid hunting is the natural evolution of canid shows. No one's going to miss a few backwater laborers anyway.
Don't you look fabulous? Is that a Celeste Jolicoeur original?
Let me
It's not
see the
canid
dogs.
hunting I object to, it's the impropriety.
Since when do you care about impropriety? Canid shows are unlawful, and you showed up anyway.
This is different. I just don't think we should be letting the lower class into Byzantium, even for fun.
Your vote.
You don't have to be scared of these canids, Captain. I don't think they're gonna hurt you.
Oh, they're miniature cannons.
Come now, Anubis, you must perk up.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm some.
Yo.
Is that a Jolicoeur? Great. I'm going to embarrass myself in front of my betters. I don't suppose you've any formal training in canid husbandry. I really am at my wit's end. It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. I simply don't know what to do about his condition. Oh, naturally. All our canids are named after the legends of the old pharaohs. Family tradition, you see. You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusively on Terra 2 Saltuna, none of that rubbish from Monarch. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. He's so miserable without his Saltuna. Yes, I suppose you're right. I doubt all this excitement is doing any favors to his digestive system. I suppose I have been spoiling him with Saltuna. He could use a change of palate. Oh, I do have some limited
Chocolate
edition
bars?
Rizzo's CCN 76 chocolate bars. Really? I had no idea.
It's poison.
I suppose I'll just treat him to some Spectrum Violet then.
What?
You've been a world of help. I'll leave a good word on your permanent record. I'll be sure to raise a glass of Rizzo's Spectrum Violet to your timely assistance.
Look at those wiggles! You think that means we're friends?
Well done, Captain. You and this Canid have established rapport.
I think I would have preferred primals over canids, but there's always next year.
You'd only be letting them into Byzantium long enough for canids to sniff them out and chase them around.
It's the principle of the matter. Everything belongs in its appropriate place, and laborers do not belong in Byzantium.
I just think you're being rather narrow-minded. A common laborer might enjoy the chance to see Byzantium. Granted, they'd be seeing Byzantium while running for their lives with canids at their heels.
Bring the idea up in committee if you're so adamant.
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a selection of marginally subversive repartee.
You there, sauntering about in a Jolliker original. Do you know the interesting thing about Canid shows? Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about Canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility. Oh, I've been told I should try to socialize more. Sharing an interesting fact is a proven method of endearing oneself to a stranger. I'm an actuary, you see. Well, not entirely. The actuarial sciences are more of a passion than a profession. So I suppose that makes me mostly an actuary. That's a bit of a family joke. I'm Clarence Mostly. Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the terraforming days. It's essentially the same thing. Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true. I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know 2 people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason. I advise against trying to dig up what's been buried. Sooner or later, you're going to draw up something rotten. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way, we don't have to rely on mutual trust. A grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have. My Canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other Canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him. Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it? Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium. What's on your mind? At the moment, nothing. I have a one-track mind. I can't stop thinking about that trophy. Why isn't it in my hands? When is it going to be in my hands? And so on and so forth. You get me that Best in Show trophy, and it'll clear my mind right up. My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one. I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no. Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record. What's on your mind?
Yeah, huh?
hands, Cap.
Will be over quickly.
Completed scheduled annual sanitation repair, Musgrave family vault. Kingdom Center floor wax. Anti-dissident automatic also in order to ensure moral and civil hygiene. Tampering with, altering, or otherwise disabling moral hygiene automatic also strictly prohibited. Okay.
Well done. We're still alive. You're a deft hand for a mag pick.
Wish I could do that.
If there's one thing I've learned traveling with you, it's that theft is but a state of mind.
Jolliker's outfits have been linked to a 12% increase in mild to moderate neck injuries as a result of so many heads turning. Dead canids in the service tunnels. Domesticated canids? Why, that's utterly revolting. My dear friend, I would not dream of hurting a canid. Every canid, regardless of their physical attributes, is a companion to their master. To kill a companion is a profound and unforgivable breach of trust. I'm glad I chose not to participate in this loathsome canid review. I will, however, take their trophy. My trophy! Look at this thing! Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers. Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error. I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a spacer's choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the 2 most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe. As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only 2 surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way. I'll tell you what I can. Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the Human Inquiry and Auditing Facility. Live subjects, measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker. Well, with Spacer's choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. If you want to know more, you'd best ask her yourself. Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. Of the 19 criteria that constitute the rubric of genius, Dr. Lowe only met 15. After the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Anti-Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been transferred to an orbital lab around Olympus. Our office gave Dr. Lowe and his team every opportunity to develop a drug under perfectly reasonable guidelines and generous deadlines. Dr. Lowe failed to meet our requests and largely succeeded in using our supply of drugs to get himself higher than the mortality rate of a line worker at a Saltuna cannery. Certainly. What's on your mind? Let's try to keep it down, shall we? At least pretend we're being discreet? There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I closed that chapter in my life. I've moved on. Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. If you go looking for the truth, you are looking for trouble. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't mention Project Gorgon anywhere near me again. Minnie Ambrose. Oh, Olivia's brat. Ambitious, but like the rest of her family, irrelevant. She tried following her mother's example, failed, and if she ever tried again, I couldn't tell you. The name Ambrose doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or to anyone halfway respectable. The Ambroses are, how do I put this politely, obsolete. A family's name is only as strong as its enterprise. The Musgraves have Rizzos, and the Schuyler's have Auntie Cleo, and so we show those names the respect they deserve. The Ambrose name was associated with Project Gorgon. The project died, and so the Ambrose name died with it. That's just the way the game is played. Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product, we were trying to build a society. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Jewelers appraise diamonds, and I appraise people. Of course you can. You can break the entire universe down into numbers and statistics. Human beings are as much a part of the universe as weather patterns and orbital mechanics.
Forgive me, Mr. Mosley, if I seem awestruck. I've not heard so many profoundly incorrect statements uttered in a single breath since I myself spouted them.
A vicar with a sense of humor. There's a statistical outlier. It's complicated. I'll be honest, I didn't join Project Gorgon because I wanted to satisfy my intellectual curiosity. I was courting the daughter of a Spacer's Choice family. We were a mathematically congruent match, you see. I had the proofs all written out and everything. I see you've been in the same situation. Yes, she wasn't impressed by my absolute value. After she made her feelings clear, I left the project. Everything. Every project has a margin of failure. We expect setbacks, complications, delays. Project Gorgon experienced a cascade failure. One mistake precipitated another, and another, and another. The labs failed to develop a safe drug. Human Inquiry failed to perform their tests responsibly. An unsafe drug tested on unhealthy subjects by irresponsible supervisors. That's Project Gorgon. Anarchy is not a crime. It is a symptom. The undisciplined workplace secretes anarchy the way our glands secrete enzymes. It's a principle of science. Sabotage came first. The chem lab, Human Inquiry, even my own office. Sabotage broke the discipline of our workplace, leading to confusion, leading to escaped subjects, leading to anarchy. No one appreciates the value of good data. The holistic surveillance device I wear is an invaluable tool, gathering data on all my day-to-day activities. My former colleagues can go into hiding and live in ignorance for all I care. I prefer the self-examined life. I know. Project Gorgon was a failure of leadership. Leadership to which I belonged. I should have pushed for stricter supervision. We gave the other departments too much freedom and not enough oversight. Spare the rod, spoil the servant. You know.
Thank you for participating in our confident.
Hey.
What? What was that?
Look out!
I better take a look. Take him down!
Not even a scratch.
Someone has left a threatening message on your terminal, Captain. I was unable to trace its origin. Please make a note of it. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? See you soon, Captain. Breaker auxiliary bays.
Do return to one piece, Captain.
So what's the plan?
Where are we headed?
For some reason, I'm not expecting a warm welcome here.
Hey you, over here. Let's chat. Whoa, 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 it's Riz. Fucking damn it. Every time. So, hey, you trespassing, and I'm armed. Maybe take a second look at your life choices, pal. Yeah, I know that lady. I know she's looking for, solitude. She hired us to make sure no one comes sniffing around. Guess that's bad news for your plan there. What, after 5 years? Pretty sure she's serious about a little stint in solitary. Anyway, Blakesley's given us standing orders to strongly discourage anyone who tries to come in. I like to, extrapolate from there. We ain't subversives. We're gainfully employed. This is a private contract. Miss Junlei can't get too mad if we rough up some trespassers. Especially if I was nice enough to warn him first. Huh?
Hi, I'm the girlfriend.
Oh, shit. Fine, fine. You want to check out the lab? Go for it. We won't stop you. But Blakesley's got her own setup in there, and she doesn't like guests. So, if you get shot, I'm telling Junlei I never saw you. This one's clear, guys.
Excellent maneuvering, Captain.
Hey, don't mess around. These guys ain't all polite like me.
Things are too quiet back here.
It's like I don't know what to do with myself.
Come on, this is great. We don't have to beat up miscreants for them anymore. We can beat up miscreants for ourselves.
That's a good boy. Not a peep from me.
Present as always.
This must be a step up from Borst factories, huh?
Doesn't look like either of us are sitting pretty in Byzantium, big shot.
Come on, you two. We're all gardeners here.
You gonna shoot or what?
Things are too quiet back here.
Wow. Impressive.
We're not dissidents, you know? We're employed.
What are you looking at?
Stop!
Crazy.
Very sure weekly shipment does not add additional allotment of protein cakes. Will I convince you and your colleagues if you want a brief questionnaire regarding your eating patterns in the meantime to try to cut down on all the sugar drinks? Hair white.
You have to be kidding me. I thought I made myself clear. Wait, what's with this camera? Hello? Damn it. Look, I get it. Some people need things spelled out for them. I'm sure one of the auto mechanicals can explain.
Oh, are you handsome? Looks like you got yourself a little snack.
Group C, heretofore referred to as Claris, continues to demonstrate an increased growth in development relative to both the original and controlled strains. However, general mass and caloric content does not increase significantly compared to its predecessor, Horus. This suggests a limit in our ability to mitigate poor nutrient uptake with mandibular mulch. Personal note, Martin is getting a little big for the terrarium. A few more days and he goes into the processor.
Unexpected noise identified.
Observation log, date, who knows. Subject number, well, let's call him Percy. Percy here has discovered the secret to success. He has lifted the veil and found the pattern. He wakes up, he listens for that bell 3 times a day. Food rains from the sky. He eats, he waits. Life is easy. But the second your molt comes in, pal,
Something going on inside there.
Oh, wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off. Right. Marion Blakesley, what can I do for you, Mr. Home Invasion? Spacer's Choice send you? Took your sweet time. Gorgon? I holed up in a forgotten cargo bay of a rotting colony ship just so I could never hear that name again. But here you are. I really didn't expect today to go this way. Shit. I should have brought another pack of smokes. The Gorgon project gave us Adrena time in the end, but that's just the Bose Spacer's Choice stuck on the whole mess. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas, samples. But how do you know if the product works? You run tests, see what happens. That's where human inquiry and auditing came in. I ran HIA and HIA ran the tests again and again and again. And what happens is a whole lot of wasted time and even more bodies. Testing supervisor. I designed the initial testing regimens, managed the staff, made sense of the test results. Tried to anyway. People are complicated.
And I don't just mean the test subjects. Try and avoid working with people if you can. It always gets messy. You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now, what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. The traits of a good employee. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into every living soul in this colony. Wouldn't have changed that. What we got was marauders. Yeah, good luck making that one stick. It's in the fine print, you know. Whatever was in those chemicals, it didn't matter what tests we ran. We kept getting the same results. The protoadrena time solution was both monstrously addictive and had catastrophic effects on the psyche and intellect. Peril booned the colony. We had a few weird accidents, escapes, minor setbacks. But one day, all the test subjects got loose. Sabotage, they said. Wasn't just us. All of the facilities got hit hard. Shut us down for a while. That turned out to be the last straw. Nah, didn't much care by then. Don't care much now. Spacer's Choice wasn't getting much use out of us anymore, so they shuttered the project, kicked Adrena Time out the door. And I came here. I could have gone back to Byzantium, found a position somewhere else. Even started up something new, like mostly. But I couldn't stop thinking about. Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir? Really? What good can that possibly do? Ask your priest friend. What do you get out of headbutting murderous automechanicals for your captain here?
My reasons are my own. Suffice it to say that not all rewards are monetary.
Fair enough. That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance. Come on, I've left it behind me. You wouldn't. Damn it. Fine. Fine, here, I remember one of my access codes. Just punch in the keypad equivalent for replication. Should get you into the offices. Maybe get you to my terminal a little sooner. Be careful on Gorgon. The compound got into the air, the water, everything. That asteroid makes monsters. Look at you. Generators mostly, when they work. I've only got so many instruction manuals.
Might not want to walk too close to some of this wiring, ma'am. I don't think any of it's been grounded.
Not much, to be honest. Spent most of my time inside the facility. Having a tediously protracted nervous breakdown. The biome's been irreversibly tampered with at this point, so I'd say be prepared for anything. Yeah. I'll make sure the automechanicals don't bother you on the way out. I'd offer you tryhards, incompetent or unlucky enough to get themselves fired. Probably missed their bludgeoning quotas. They were milling around the back bays. They had some colorful negotiations. I talked them into keeping watch for me. Not hard. They were itching to feel important. Not at first. Your average shrub isn't much use to the corporations. They're vicious organisms in their own way, plants. But at least they're quiet about it.
I read there's plants on Monarch that eat people. Nothing quiet about eating folks, if you ask me.
Yeah. I'll make sure the automechanicals don't bother you on the way out.
our deaths are too soft. Yeah, move along, buddy.
Now, hold on. What happens if we hit the wall? Most likely, the bullet will ricochet, which could be bad. Or hilarious. There's a tiny chance of a hull puncture, which would suck us into space one chunk at a time. Bad and hilarious.
Ugh. Just imagining that makes me sick.
That's why we don't miss.
Hey, Cap. We've seen a lot of stupid in this colony, Captain. Trying to turn raptidons into diet toothpaste. But this, if it's true, if Marauders were made, someone ought to burn for it, Captain. Calling them human is generous. They fit right in with the wildlife. I knew folks who turned. I've seen it happen. It's a slow, insidious descent into madness. Ain't but a shell left behind, sniffing around for its next meal like a canid. Well, someone has to be. Marauders are a problem. Finding out it's self-inflicted is... Ugh. Someone unleashed that evil on our colony. And at the end of all this, they ought to look that evil in the eye and account for it. Good. Thanks for chatting. I know I ain't normally the one to wear my heart on my sleeve like this, but this whole thing's got me shaken up a bit. I'll pull it together. Let's go. Let's find out what happened.
Something on your mind? What's on your mind? Sure, like Ada said, he was a big name among freelancers. I met him at Lost Hope once. He was buying rounds for everyone and telling a story about one of his jobs. Pretty sure half of it was made up. You ever get the feeling someone's just trying too hard? There was just something about Montoya I couldn't quite trust. He was always the center of a room, and he slapped a lot of backs to stay there. Don't get me wrong. Anyone's tolerable when they're paying your tab. Lucky was just better at selling himself than he was at anything else. I'm trying to say that if he screwed this job up, that's on him. I still like our odds. He may have had a rep, but you're more capable than he ever was. Yeah, well, just remember that when we get paid. You heard the phonograph. Idiot had a theory about canids and got too close. Sounds like Lucky, all right. Sure. Something on your mind?
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years. Thank you. Customer, all cleaning tasks have been completed. Scheduling next round of cleaning to commence in 4 minutes.
Good to see you, boss. You know, if you told me a corporation was responsible for making all the Marauders, I guess it was Spacer's choice. I don't know what pensive means, but I've been thinking. That voice we heard, the ghost of Gorgon, I can't stop thinking about what they said. Whatever happened on Gorgon was no accident. Spacer's choice made the Marauders. That's what I've been thinking. Everything they make is built to fail. Starting to feel like Project Gorgon was too. Spacer's choice made the Marauders. And then those Marauders ended up in every corner of Halcyon. Everybody knows somebody who got hurt by Marauders. Everybody knows some place they got hit by them. Let's just get to the bottom of this job.
What a handsome vessel you have, little weasel, and reliable. Registered to one Alex Haltern, but that's not you, is it? You stole it from him, as you intend to steal Gorgon from me. Perhaps I should steal something good from you in exchange. Your ship, your crew, your life, very fair after all. Sharp Discluster B. What? The llama, scientifically referred to as lama, is a domesticated herbivore weighing on average from 250 pounds. They're heavy, they are tall, friendly, warm, trusting, and delicious. When frightened by the sound of a passing starship, llamas produce a cry of alarm compared to a stalling engine or a donkey being fed into a wood chipper. Llamas are notably larger than and therefore more superior to the lowly alpaca. The alpaca is a murderous fiend compared to the noble and refined llama. Contrary to popular myth, llamas don't have beaks. I got a canid pet. Okay.
Welcome back, Captain. May luck.
Jasper Low.
Captain, an unknown vessel is approaching our ship. Their intentions are currently indeterminate. Once I deduce their intentions, I will play one of two audio signals. A cheerful fanfare if they are friendly, alarms if they are hostile. Their intentions are no longer unknown.
Oh, so that's an alarm.
The unknown vessel has deployed a boarding mechanism. They will attach themselves to our airlock and attempt boarding shortly. That sound indicates that a boarding mechanism has successfully attached to our airlock. Captain, I am pleased to inform you that we are currently in the process of being boarded. I have been programmed to simulate joy and excitement at the opportunity to test my limited defensive capabilities.
Okay.
Captain Hawthorne installed a lethal shark trap on our airlock in the event of an invasion. I am prepared to deploy this trap at a moment's notice. The invading ship appears to be a decommissioned storage vessel. The crew are either pirates or freelancers. My opinion of their competence is low. That is unlikely. Judging by the state of the invading ship and the competence of the boarding party, I deduce they are incapable of paying for dinner. Their ship is using a tracking device too sophisticated for their primitive astrogator. I conclude they are receiving outside assistance. If you prefer to make an escape, I can disable their boarding mechanism. However, as long as that tracking device remains on board their ship, they will be able to find us again. Yes, Captain. I am capable of deploying the Unreliable's articulated thrusters to dislodge their ship from our own. This is a temporary solution, however. A permanent solution may require your personal intervention. Understood, Captain. I will be deploying the Unreliable's lethal deterrence system. Please approach the airlock and enjoy the show. Now initiated warm welcome protocol. Please maintain a responsible distance. Warm welcome protocol successfully deployed. Have a safe boarding, Captain.
You're still cleaning,
Invading
Sam.
Foreign threats detected. Deploying lethal measures. Targets: bacteria, viruses, and human scum.
Got my head in the game, boss. Maybe we can talk when we're done here?
I thought we were safe in the Aether. Oh, well, I'm gonna have nightmares about this for weeks.
I must say that there's been nary a dull moment since signing on with this crew.
I've been on the other side of a boarding dock enough to recognize amateurs.
Assholes interrupted my beauty sleep.
They got shocked. Coach Stewie. Poor guy. Didn't mean to burn you to dust.
Okay, keep it quiet.
Here we go.
We're pretty
That's
good
one
at this.
down. Oh.
Coming artist, Captain.
Okay. Need to wear proper gear. Workbench. Who hired you, coach?
Great work.
Your target is the unreliable, small, inconsequential ship with no significant defenses, freelancer owned and operated, captain by two-bit smuggler who goes by Alex Hawthorne. Intercept the unreliable element Hawthorne and any crew in your way. I've sent you an advance along with a tracking device for your astrogator. From Firefly Company Office of Clerical Oversight to whom it may concern, the feature of Freebooters brand. Team Coach. The Firefly Company is currently experiencing an exciting period of growth and change. We are happy to announce that 3 different companies, including but not limited to Space's Choice, are currently in the process of negotiating for ownership of Firefly's company's properties. As part of these negotiations, Firefly Company has agreed to dissolve its Freebooters Tossball property. Oh, so these are Tossball athletes who became incompetent pirates or hired guns. So as not to challenge, compete with, undermine, or in any way disrespect the Tossball teams owned and deployed by any company interested in acquiring us. We are pleased to inform you that the Firefly Company has formally renounced its ownership of the Freebooters Tossball brand and all related products. Furthermore, please be informed that all Tossball related Tossball related positions, including but not limited to players, coaches, maintenance, lifetime indenturement contracts have not been dissolved. Your labor and services remain the sole property of Firefly Company into perpetuity. Please be reminded that offering your services to a competitor is strictly contrary to colony law and may be punishable with arrest, imprisonment, mandatory education, and or a surprise audit. Furthermore, any independent contract, also known as freelancing, is strictly contrary to the terms of your lifetime indenturement contract. Your positions have been discontinued as a receipt of this message. Wait. Am I still recording? Just gonna check. Okay, return to root. That's all the messages. Return to root notices. Team, there's a time for improvisation and a time for following instructions. Understanding the difference is more of an art than science. If you find yourself thinking up a creative solution to a problem, ask yourself, what are some of the consequences of my solution? Am I behaving in a way consistent with the values of the freebooters? Let me give you a practical example. Say I ask one of you to repair the piping in my lavatory. I understand we get a bit of a parts shortage here in Alcyon, so you might try to improvise, using a plasma rifle instead of a welding torch, for example, or tossable sticks instead of chisels. These are all terrible ideas. Why, you ask? If you think about it, the answer will be as obvious as the hole in my lavatory wall. Don't be sorry, be better, coach. Team, practice is important. The best tossball players devote every waking moment to the study of their crafts. Scripture tells us our lives are defined by our role in society. Our role is to play tossball. We are never off the field because we never stop being tossball players. Some of you took this advice to heart. You're practicing your pitch and your swing in the comments. I don't have to remind you all of the incident involving a tossball and my entire case of Spectrum Red. Now, I understand you're all eager to play. We haven't had a lot of matches since corporate scuppered the team, but today I had to pry a tossball out of a shattered terminal. The terminal could have been our astrogator, and then I would have had to space the party responsible in accordance with team regulations. So please don't force me into a position where I have to discipline you, and I expect you all to behave in a manner consistent with freebooter values, which includes only destroying equipment while on board an enemy ship. From the Firefly Company of Clerical Oversight to the designated captain of this vessel, sir and or madam, this is an automated message. Please be informed that the following services, amenities, and products provided by the Firefly Company have been discontinued and or decommissioned. The Firefly Freebooters Tossball team and all properties related therein, and all Firefly Company storage and transport ships in the 11 or the currently spaceport and all maintenance and repair services provided to Firefly Company vehicles and all rations, medical rights, company uniforms, and designated domiciles belonging to Firefly Company. Please be informed that captaining a discontinued ship is strictly contrary to regulation and may be punishable with any or all of the following: punitive fees, mandatory education, imprisonment. Firefly Company will not provide relocation or employment assistance for any discontinued workers. Coach.
You know, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping you'd play by the rules. We could have had a good old-fashioned boarding. Now you're barging into my office, muddying tracks all over my floor. A little respect for the ship. Is that too much to ask?
You were the first one to board my ship. I'm just returning the favor.
Yeah, but I had every intention of respecting the upholstery. I would have had you spaced or shot in the bathroom or something. You're the captain of the Unreliable. You dropped out of the sky in Emerald Vale, and whatever you've been doing on Gorgon, you've upset my employer. You and I are in a bit of a situation. I don't get paid unless you're dead. And a man's gotta make a living. You understand.
Okay. No, 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 no. I wanna.
Good.
Maybe I can save that guy.
Fight!
We made it!
Okay. Maybe I can save him.
No problem. I'll head over.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wear a dialogue oriented clothes and this persuasion. So I'm gonna have okay.
You know, now... You're the... Well, it's not like I've got much of a choice here. If you're willing to be reasonable, I'm willing to put away the coach persona. My team and I were contracted to apprehend the Unreliable, eliminate its crew, and dispose of the captain. I couldn't tell you who hired me, even if I wanted to. The contract's anonymous. No names, no faces, just money and a target. I can't turn down a job like that. You understand. Well, you make a convincing argument. And I'm gonna go ahead and take your offer. On account of me being real attached to my legs. I'll keep my ship clear of yours. You and I will never cross orbits again. I got no reason to come after you. Use my credentials to get inside the cockpit and take our tracking device. Our astrogation terminal was tracking your ship. Don't ask me how. Never had much luck with computing devices myself. The truth. We never caught up to the Unreliable. You vanished somewhere into the void. Astrogator never picked up your location again.
Okay.
I'll keep my ship clear of yours. You and I will never cross orbits again.
You make sure of that. But they sure did kill your crew. Kinda feel sorry for them. Even the cannons. Okay. Error, this vessel has been decommissioned by the Firefall Company. This navigation terminal no longer maintains inventory and delivery logs following date of obsolescence. Please select an option. Okay, nothing important. Okay, we've done our job here. And why are we also waiting around here?
I thought we were safe in the Aether.
Okay, I'm gonna save.
Oh, well,